Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to be reading from our shared read. It's our student reading writing companion, the paperback booklet that you picked up. We're going to be reading a story, and the title of our story that we are going to read is Room to Grow. Now, before we start reading the story together, I want to talk about a couple of things with you that we see on these 2 pages. So first, I would like you to look at the essential question. The essential question says, how do people from different cultures contribute to a community? And it says, read how one family helps their community grow. So when we read this story, we are going to read to learn about a family and how they helped their community grow. We have some very important text features that I want to point out here. First of all, I already told you we have our title, Room to Grow. Then if you look here, we have a picture. And with the picture, we have a little box that tells us more information about the picture. And what is inside that little box is called a caption. So it tells us our new home in Portland. And then over on this side, we have a heading. A heading is like a smaller title for another section of the book. And down at the bottom of this page, we have a map of Oregon. So I want you to follow along with me as I read. Room to Grow. Spring in the city. My name is Kiku Sato. Last spring, my family and I moved from the country to the big city. Our new home in Portland had no yard. There wasn't even a tiny plot of land. So Mama made an indoor garden. First, she and Papa planted seeds in pots. Then they hung them from hooks. Next, they crammed plants onto shelves. Green vines tumbled over desks. Soon our house had plants everywhere. At first, I was scared to start school. I was afraid no one would be my friend. But I soon met a classmate. Jill Hernandez and I were practicing reading aloud one day. She helped me say her last name, and I helped her pronounce mine. The next day, we were best friends. Jill spent lots of time at my house. So before we go to the next page, I want you to look back at paragraph 2. There are some really important key words that help us understand our weekly reading skill a lot better. Our weekly reading skill is sequence, and you can see that word sequence right here. But if you look in this paragraph, it says, first, she and Papa planted seeds in pots. Then they hung them from hooks. Next, they crammed plants onto shelves. First, then, and next are all very important key words that tell you the sequence or the order in which something is done. And that's going to be really important this week. All right, let's flip to our next page. We have another heading here. An idea for a garden. One afternoon, Jill and her mother came to visit Mama and Papa and me. First, they saw our beautiful potted plants. Jill's mother said, "Jill admires your indoor garden. She has told me so much about it." We all sat down while Mama served tea. First, she put green tea into the tea bowl. Then she added hot water and stirred. She handed the bowl to Jill's mother and bowed. So we have another caption here. This is Mama's special tea bowls. Did anyone see any key sequence words in that last paragraph I read? Very good. It says first she put green tea into the tea bowl. Then she added hot water. So that is telling you the order in which she did things. All right, next page. My mother taught me how to make tea, said Mama. She also taught me how to plant a traditional Japanese garden. I learned to make the most of a small, compact space. All of a sudden, Jill's mother smiled. "Can you help us with a project?" she asked. "Our community wants to plant a garden. Our plot is very small. There is so much we want to grow." Papa looked at Mama, and they both bowed. "Yes," they said. And this is Grandmother in Japan. And that is another caption that goes with that picture. And you have another heading here. A garden grows. First, we had a meeting with the community. Everyone agreed to contribute. Some people brought seeds, tools, and dirt. Then, the next day, we met and started our garden. Papa built long, open boxes. Next, we filled them with dirt. The tallest box went close to the back wall. The boxes got shorter and shorter. The shortest box was in the front. All the plants will get sunlight without making shade for the others, Mama said. And this shows Papa builds boxes. Jill and I plant seeds. So again, those are captions telling you what's happening in the pictures. Then we used round, flat stones to make a rock path. Papa said that in Japan, stones are an important part of a garden. Finally, we planted the seeds. Jill and I worked in the garden all summer long. Our community grew many different vegetables. At the end of the summer, we picked enough vegetables to have a cookout. Mama brought a big pot of miso and vegetable stew. Everyone thanked Mama and Papa for their help. They brought a bit of Japan to Portland. I was so proud. Look what we picked. And you see all the vegetables that they picked. And then your next 2 pages work with vocabulary, but you will do that later in the week. So I want you to go back to the beginning of the story, and you can either start the video over and read along again with me, or if you think you can read it on your own, you may do it that way. But as you are reading, take your pencil, and I want you to circle all those sequence words that you see in the passage. So for example, on this first page, we would circle first, we would circle then, and we would circle next. All right, I had fun reading with you today.